You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 136.
136, man. I'm Lord of Winterfell. This is Segway Start.
Winter must be here.
Oh, well.
Almost.
Hey, the spring has changed. Oh, yeah, it's definitely
I'm
in the show.
I'm talking about,
definitely in the show. Oh, winter is coming.
Yeah, man. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. I was about to say Netflix. What is happening? What is happening?
I'll let you finish.
It got to be the hoodie.
No, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please make sure you check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON, 2 underscores, the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Holla at us. Yeah, man. I don't know where that Netflix shit came from.
No, it's all good, man. Hey, man, it's part of our man everyday lives at this point. It's just just sneaks in there.
It's true.
Freudian slip.
It's
I
true.
get it.
Yeah, man.
But no, man. How you doing, man? How are you feeling? It's
so,
about you. I have nothing.
About me. Oh, well, thank you. I'm feeling great, man. Listen, this episode drops a day before my birthday, so when you listen, when you listening, send me, happy early birthday, or just hit me up on Tuesday, March 15th, the day Julius Caesar died, also the day I was born, so it's lit.
Eyes of March. I like the historical reference, man. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
How you been though?
I've been all right, man. The week was cool. Randomly went to a concert during the week. You ever heard of Tank and the Bangers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You told me about them.
Yeah, really dope band out of New Orleans. This was actually my third time seeing them.
Okay.
But one of my guys hit me up and asked me if I was going. I was like, I didn't even know they was in St. Louis, and tickets was like $30. So I was like, why not?
It's like the old Rock House or something.
Delmore Hall.
Oh, they respectfully, that was years ago when you seen them. So they they leveled up now.
Yeah, a little bit.
They ain't the old Rock House.
They don't want a Grammy and everything since then.
That's why they ain't the old Rock House.
Yeah. But let me tell you this though, I'm not ever going back to Delmore Hall.
Oh, they are.
Like I think just the way that the venue was set up, I don't like the way it's set up, and it's small and standing room only. Like there's no seats.
Oh, I always thought Delmore Hall had seats, but
So they have they have some seats, but not like how the pageant got the up top, the balcony part. They had the seats. They don't have nothing like that. They got like little table seats, and if you sit at the table, you can't see because there's people standing in front of you.
God, that's trash.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's big trash.
And listen, the spirit of the 34-year-old person is like creeping up on me because I stood there for those few hours and my back was aching. You hear me?
Bag be tight.
Listen,
the bag be tight.
Listen, I'm on that train with you now. Like I'm good.
I need a seat.
I'm good. Like look, I gotta sit down.
You saw Buster before the back stuff kicked in. Now if Buster come back, I guarantee you like, hey,
nah. Like I need to listen.
Boy.
I need to make sure I'm sitting in the seat in the like where the middle of the stage at, so I can see the whole shit. I'm good.
I'm glad you don't feel, you feel me on my old grumpiness because ain't no way, boy.
Real talk. Hey, and it's almost get off my lawn weather too. I can. Listen. I be waiting to say that shit to somebody in the spring or summer. For real though. Only thing I'm not looking forward to is cutting my grass and bugs.
Gotcha.
Other than that, I need the warm weather now. I'm sick. I'm sick of the cold weather.
Yeah. It snowed in March. Great.
Yeah, hopefully that's the last of it. Daylight savings time is here. It's about to be light longer. Like we should be good. We should be good now.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna wood.
I'm over here struggling, man. I had a lot to drink, man. I'm not 24 anymore. I did not. And what's so crazy in my age, I have matured to a certain type of alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it might be a more upscale brand of whiskey or cognac or something of that nature. But even drinking that in a certain volume, it'll hit you.
Yes, sir.
And when it do, it's straight. It's like it's directly in your blood. Like, you know what? Just give me the bullshit. Like, I can manage that. But this, this shit that's been aged for 15 years in a barrel in the bottom of Canada.
It's meant to be sipped. It's meant to be sipped.
Oh yeah, keep sipping. But keep sipping. Like that's the thing. You keep sipping.
2 glasses max.
So, yeah, man. I'm recovering. I'm here, and I'm alert, and we gonna have a great show, man. But I'm just, I'm struggling.
Listen, you know what happened to me about a month ago? That random ass night on Saturday, I got drunk, and nah, I'm good. Like I think I'm good on drinking for a minute. Like I haven't had anything to drink since.
It be like that too.
No, thank you. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're here though. I'm glad you're feeling good. At least the most you can.
For the most.
The best you can.
The best, man. The best, bro. The best. Hey, man, real quick, man. What you think about Bel Air since you got a chance to kind of tap into it?
Bel Air is the best show on TV or streaming right now. That's all I got. And I'm caught up through like the most recent episode. So thank you for lending your information. But yeah, no, Bel Air is literally the best TV show out of all TV shows.
And I was worried because by you being such, the Will Smith fanatic that you are, that you would be oh no, this too much.
Now what I will say is it's interesting that so like the Fresh Prince is such an iconic show, such iconic characters, such iconic people who played these characters. The first 2 or 3 episodes, it was weird hearing Carlton, hearing Uncle Phil, and not seeing those individuals. But the show was so good after the 3rd or 4th episode. It's like I understand this is its own show now. Like this is Bel Air is its own show. Yes, it's a remake of The Fresh Prince, but no, Bel Air is its own show, and it does what it does really well. Like this is a great drama. Like,
I think it captures the essence of what those older characters were, but not trying to lean too heavily into them though either.
Yes.
Like I get the essence of those. I get the essence of Uncle Phil from the new Uncle Phil. Some people don't really like him, but that's because he's not James Avery. That's the thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But to sit here and say he's not being a good character in this world.
Nah, you tripping.
No.
Like
but everybody's acting.
Everybody on this show is doing so well. Like it's insane.
The only thing I got is Jeffrey's a motherfucking power character. Jeffrey.
My man used to work for B613. Something. He used to work for something.
Jeffrey with the shit.
He low key might be the real 007. We don't know. He British.
I think he's
Jamaican. Never mind.
But still.
Yeah. Fuck it.
He with it. Whatever it is.
All the smoke. You hear me? All of the smoke. All the smoke. The one thing, and this is literally me nitpicking.
Okay.
The character Will Smith on Bel Air is literally too perfect. Like he always saved the day. Like always.
Well, Will saved the day in the sitcom.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
But this is a drama. Everybody else got their own fucking issues. But he the one.
But it's like he got his issues in his own personal life, obviously with everything that went home, on back home. The fallout of him and Trey, him and his mom not seeing eye to eye. But he's the remedy to everything that's going on in the Banks household. Yeah, right. I get what you mean. Okay.
Like
that's
literally my only issue. But it's not even really an issue.
But that's what happened in the sitcom. He turned the Banks household upside down. Like he gave them everything that they thought that they didn't want.
They needed it. Yeah.
Same thing happening right now,
especially with Carlton. He definitely and he definitely would have been. I tweeted this. He would have been at the Capitol on January 6th. He was gonna be there. That's big facts. Nah, for real. Like that scene, I think that was the first episode. That scene where he was in the locker room after lacrosse practice or whatever, and the white boy was on top of the bench in the locker room saying the N-word. Nah, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Phil and Will was fresh from Philly, like
Man.
straight. Like he ain't assimilated.
Listen,
Like, he was just like, oh, nah,
I ain't
boy.
trying to fit in or nothing. No, what is you doing, my guy? Oh my God, no, but no, this is literally the best show on any TV streaming, whatever you looking at right now. It is literally the best show. I don't care what else you watching. This is it.
It has Johnny's cosign.
This is it.
That's the biggest thing.
So
man.
yeah, again,
So
thank you for for gracing me with your information so I can view this beautiful experience.
it's all good, man.
And all the chocolateness and the characters, like, nah, man, it's great. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
I don't want to say nothing else. I don't want to get in trouble. But,
What you mean?
Oh, I was just the new Hillary though.
Coco Jones, right? Yeah.
Cause no, the reason it feels weird because I remember her being a child. That's why I can't like you know what I'm saying. Like I remember her. I remember that. I remember Coco. Like I remember her from somewhere. I was like, oh, that's a kid.
I think she.
But you know, like when the kid grew up, I was like,
I
respect. Like I respect her as a grown woman, but still, it's just like, bruh.
Nah, and she could, like, she's a singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was she on like Disney Channel?
Disney.
Got you. Okay.
Exactly. So the fact that you didn't
But-
tap in to see any of that doesn't skew like how you view her.
Oh no, definitely not.
So if you imagine if you did, you be like, damn.
But I imagine that's the same way people feel about my guy on Abbott Elementary, Tyler. What's his last name?
Williams.
He played Tyler Williams. I imagine that's the same thing people feel about him.
Oh yeah, like when you see these child stars blossom into their adulthood.
Yes.
But they take on the risque role like a little bit. You like, oh.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's how you get out of the.
Oh, facts.
child-
Big
child light.
Big facts.
So
you got to.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, off the dome.
Off the dome. Let's do it.
That was our Bel Air review. We didn't do that. But no, I got a fun question, man.
Okay.
I think this will be a good one, right? What is like one of your biggest fashion fails? And when I say this, it's not like how you dress for the times. Oh, I had a big ass velour suit. Ha ha ha. No, that I don't want that. Like where you know that even if it was for the times, it was an absolute fail.
Tall tees.
Oh,
Listen. Come on, man. Why were we wearing tall tees? And like again, I was a very small teenager. So when tall tees was hitting, all I needed to do was buy extra large. Like an extra large regular t-shirt. They were selling tall tees in like tall tee mediums, tall tee. No.
Yeah.
I was buying a regular ass extra large t-shirt and wearing them shits. Why was we doing that? And then to spice it up, you put the headband and the wristbands on. Why?
nasty era. Like,
Stupid nasty.
I remember people used to put the jabos on and use the rubber bands to tie because the jeans weren't tapered.
Yeah. You didn't want the jeans to bleed on your forces. It was bad.
Nasty.
People,
nasty.
oh my God, people used to stay doing that. Like, man, you
I know,
cutting off the circulation to your leg.
That was a real thing, man.
It was. No,
But-
I vividly remember that.
Okay. But no, my fashion feel, like, I remember this vividly because I got roasted so bad by a chick at that too, right? But so this was in, I want to say, like, maybe fifth grade. Yeah, it was fifth grade because before we started wearing uniforms. So
Okay.
we wore regular clothes to school at the time. So I knew the size of jeans I would wear. So, like, mom take you to the store. I just grabbed a pair of jeans. Knew my size, but that was before I knew what cuts and stuff was like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, big dude, you ain't supposed to have, like, athletic fit and stretch and all that. Like, dog, that's a no-no. Maybe right now, but we talking about 90s, like the 90s. Like,
yeah.
So you get some tight jeans back then, like, oh, no. Exactly. So I had, like, this big-ass red button-up.
Oh, Lord.
And I was just like, hey, these jeans kind of tight. So I tucked my shirt in. So I had this big shirt on and some tight jeans. So, and it's like some white shoes. I thought I was getting away with it, though. Nah.
No.
As soon as I walked in homeroom, my boy, she was like, damn, Ralph, you thick. I was like, let me go untuck this shirt. Let me go untuck this shirt.
So let me ask you. Back then, what was worse? The skinny jeans or the bootcut jeans? Which was worse?
I think skinny is always gonna be that. Like boot is skinny from a aesthetic point. Like, I get it, but nah, I think skinny was big nasty. Like, I'm talking about before skinny became like hip though.
It's true.
Because all of us like a good tapered jean.
Yeah,
now, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
I feel like Yeah. Because I think I had some Genco jeans back then too. It was nasty. It was a nasty era. You know, Genco with the chain, like the chain on it. I was like, oh my God, save me.
Fam.
That's the fashion feel I'm talking about. Like the nasty, like big nasty.
You remember the jeans that had like the part where you could like hang a hammer on it? What do you call that shit?
Oh, you talking about the carpeted jeans?
Yeah.
With the loop on it.
I've had plenty pairs of those in my day. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, nasty.
Anyway, so all right, so coming off of me going to that concert random as hell last week, I wanted to ask you, like, what's one of your favorite like concerts you ever been to besides Jay-Z?
Actually, you know, it's so crazy. Jay-Z is not like the best concert I've been to. It's one of the best experiences, him and Beyonce, but I wouldn't say it's my top one, right? I think the one that I probably had the most fun at is honestly between Drake and Future and Justin Timberlake.
Okay. And I'm still mad I missed that Justin Timberlake tour.
Hey man, I know we, you know, he lost in the woods. But this was 2020 experience.
Hey, listen.
And when I say
phenomenal album,
that was one of the like Justin Timberlake performed his ass off, man. Like he's one of the ones like when it comes to performing, at least in that time in that space. I'm not sure what is going on right now. But this was 2013.
Yeah.
So no, it's one of them. And then I saw Drake and Future back in 2016, summer 2016 in New Orleans. Man, look, Drake performed for 2 hours back then. That's what, 6 years ago now?
Yeah.
It's the end of summer 2022.
That's crazy.
Like, and he had like, it feel like, I was like, he never stopped performing.
Catalog was long even then. And that was 6 years ago.
That was 6 years ago. So imagine the 6 years of other shit that you probably done forgot about. It's like, hey, I don't know if I want to hear Tootsie Slide in the car, but if he perform, I'm like, oh, left foot, right.
Yeah. Damn. No, that's all. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked that. Man, for me, honestly, like this most recent Tyler show is probably like my favorite concert of all time. And I hate like
Prisoner of the Moment.
Big concerts like that, because I feel like every time I go to one I'm let down. But that one I 100% was not let down. So I mean, but that's not gonna be my answer just because that was recent.
Like you just like that's what I was saying. Prisoner of the Moment.
Yeah,
like that just happened.
Yeah, so that's not gonna be my answer for this. But honestly, I'm a stickler for real intimate shows. So like smaller venues where you could possibly actually be right up on the stage and like shake the artist's hand. I went to see Joe Budden in Chicago one time, and I had seen him a few times before in St. Louis. And the concert's always dope just because favorite artist, he gives a good show. But I don't know what was in the energy or in the air in Chicago that time I went. It was December, you know, he the mood god, like, and the performance and like the energy of the crowd, like everything just hit perfect. And like that show was fucking amazing, especially when he performed Black Cloud. I don't know what it was, but that shit hit different.
Well, we've often had this conversation about artists giving maybe a different type of energy in a different city.
Yes.
Maybe that's what it was. Like,
quite possibly.
Because, you know, me and you went to see Joe one time. Whoo. Like, we talking about in the room, it's like, whoa.
Now, which time you talking about? You talking about the very first time, if you remember, was like 2011.
No, not that one.
Okay,
Because Joe was hot. Like to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that last time.
Okay, I got you.
That last time, it was like Pops, right?
Yes. Was that the Raging Machine too?
It
had to be.
It don't matter, but I just know.
It
was about smooth 30 people in there.
It's true.
It's true. But this is not a city that receives certain artists in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like if you said, you know, the hottest a southern staple was coming to St. Louis, they would flock a little bit more.
Yep.
But nah, Joe his music doesn't like pull people in like culturally here. That's just not what it is, and that's okay. But when they go to different cities,
it's different.
Yeah.
But I think that's a little bit more of just the people in the city, I think. But then also it could be that show wasn't promoted as well as it probably should have been. It's a lot of factors that could have went into it. But either way.
But still, you don't have to promote when the name is out there. Like
I mean, nah, you
that,
nah.
when,
Also
the,
true.
when the name is
Also true.
Busta Rhymes,
Nah.
on what was it, Cherokee?
Yeah.
On the street.
Hey, different. Yeah, different.
You ain't have to promote.
Different. And that bitch was free.
You ain't have to. Right. You ain't have to promote it.
You didn't. No, point made. Points were made.
But I know it's a difference between Busta Rhymes and Joe Budden. It's still a lot that goes into that. But no,
Right,
man. Damn, how did we get here?
That was off the dome.
That was off the dome.
Yeah.
Off the dome. All right.
Cool. So yeah, that was off the dome. So favorite concert? Let us know. Big venue, small venue, doesn't matter. Let us know.
What's well, not favorite fashion film, but what's your fashion film, man? If you can describe that, or just laugh at me, in my tight jeans that I had on. But yeah, man.
Ralph the Innovator.
No.
Use the. Okay.
I didn't want to be.
You didn't want that one.
I didn't
All
want
right.
that one. Nah.
I got you.
OS Gang, what up, man? We got a few topics on the docket, man. We hope you guys enjoy. First things first, man. It's trouble in the Slaughterhouse camp. If there was a camp to still be discussed. Oh man, it's a lot to get into. It's a lot to get into if you paid attention to the internet beef, which was not even a big rap group to begin with. It had a very niche type of following, cult following, as me and Johnnie are a part of that following. Mm-hmm. They just had a fallout. The album, the Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse, is out, -2 members. Johnnie, any thoughts on this? Like, how do we even attack this?
That's the thing. I don't even know. I don't know where to start.
Begin.
Like,
yeah.
that's the crazy part. Like, I guess the first thing I remember seeing about this whole ordeal was Crooked Eye and Joell Ortiz. They put out the symbol of the Slaughterhouse logo on fire. So like, the upside down pig that's being roasted, I guess. But it was on fire, right? So I'm like, oh shit. I immediately noticed this is the Slaughterhouse logo. So I'm like, oh shit, is new Slaughterhouse music coming? Because listen, like Ralph said, we are Slaughterhouse Hive. Like, however you want to put it, we are fans. We saw them in concert one time here in St. Louis. Like, huge fans, right? So I'm like, oh shit, this is dope. They got new shit coming out. But then as more information starts to come out, it's Joell Ortiz and Crooked Eye basically doing their perspective of what happened to Slaughterhouse and why Slaughterhouse, I guess, will no longer be a thing. And to be honest with you, I think the whole rollout for this album, The Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse, which is not a Slaughterhouse album, it's a Joell Ortiz and Crooked Eye album telling their perspective of what happened to Slaughterhouse. And in between those logos being teased and the actual album coming out this past weekend, it's a lot of nastiness in between. A lot of nastiness. Everybody, and when I say everybody, the members within Slaughterhouse are trying to tell their side of what happened in the whole ordeal, and everybody has contradicting statements. So it's no way to tell who's telling the truth, who's lying, or what. It's all nasty. To be honest.
Right. Yeah, it was nasty.
It's all
It was
wild.
nasty when it was announced. Like, I'm not excited for that. Like, I'm not. Like, this is like when Ralph and Johnnie bought the name of a New Edition, then they just go on tour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it be shit. That's nasty work. You know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of what it sounds like is happening here. It's like from everything that was saying, they actually own the rights, like all four of them own the rights to Slaughterhouse and its name, likeness, and all that, so they can actually start doing stuff under Slaughterhouse without the input of Shady, which is the label that they were on as a group.
I don't know. It's nasty work. Like, I'm just not excited for this. And then this is the thing, right? We built our fandom of those four rappers, especially being together, because they didn't buy into the gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things. And then, honestly, the group was birthed definitely by beef anyway. But the thing is, they mended those fences. They became brothers. They became the greatest group that never was, at least to the fans that were fans. I mean, to the people that were fans of them. But to see it happen is nasty. Joe retired. Roy said he doesn't want to do it without Joe. There have been other situations where Royce, Crooked, and Joell have done songs together, but Joe just doesn't rap anymore, and he stood tall on it. Joe is the most famous he's ever been.
And
You know what I'm saying? But he chooses not to rap.
Big facts. But the crazy thing is, from hearing like all the different conversations, Joe never said he wasn't going to rap with Slaughter. Joe was basically saying he was going to rap with Slaughterhouse if they all did it correctly. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, I guess there was a miscommunication between Crooked Eye and Joe Budden, where Crooked Eye kept saying, he even said this on the album, like he had a 7-figure deal and brought it to the table, but he kept saying that Joe's retired and Roy said that he wasn't going to rap if all 4 of them wasn't going to do it together.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be a Slaughterhouse album? Why does it have to be that though?
It's
like, that's the thing. Like, you can make whatever you want to do. Like, if he wanted to make a song like him and Joel just telling their perspective, like that's all you had to do. Like, you don't have to name this a Slaughterhouse album and do the rise and fall of Slaughterhouse, teasing the fans, knowing that you're going to get a reaction from Joe in some form of fashion on the podcast. Talk about the promotion. Like, but Joe ain't the Joe Budden podcast of old. Like, he all self-centered and shit. He really don't he really don't get into, he don't do that no more for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's true.
So it's kind of like, well, what were you thinking? What were you expecting? Then I'm listening to the album. It's a lot of,
I can tell you what they was expecting.
It was a lot of bullshit. Like, I mean, it's just like, I'm not saying, well, okay, I can't sit here and say that they're wrong with their POV of said situation. Mm-hmm. I just still think it's nasty. Like,
right.
That's the thing. I just think it's nasty.
Their Joel and Crooked's entire approach to this album, I feel like was terrible. Like, to name it The Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse, to promote it the way that they promoted it, to create a mini YouTube series of it. Yeah. It's like they up to like 4 different episodes. They doing like confessionals and the shit and all that. Like, how do you think Joe will react to this? Like, it's all nasty. And then to hop on IG Live to talk about it, like, I feel like every chance that Crooked and Joel Ortiz got, they were slandering Joe and Royce. And even though this is only like a 2-week span, like, this is not even a long ass time, right? Every chance they got, they were slandering them, right? Then they hop on IG Live. Mm-hmm. Joel tells Joe tells Joel, you know what? After they whole little argument, he's, you know what? I want nothing but the best for you. I love you. Cool. Joel says, well, then support the album. To this point, Joe says that album can suck my. Now, that whole thing has been misconstrued. People think Joe told Joel to suck, told SMD, but that's not what he said. But for a person to come out, slander me at every chance they get for 2 weeks, and then tell me to support the album that's going to continue to slander me, to me personally, this is Johnnie saying this. That's some bullshit. Why would I do that?
Yeah, this is the thing, right? This is the most attention that Crooked and Joel are ever gonna get. Listen,
from the masses, yeah.
Man. Look, I know it's a certain corner of the internet that loves them, and I'm talking about, like, I really don't tap into Crooked projects like that. Mm-hmm. I know Johnnie may do a little bit more than me. Mm-hmm. Joel can rap his ass off, so I listen to a Joel project, and that's not to say Crooked can't rap either. I know what people are trying to say when I say those things, but no, that's not what I'm getting at. I just tap into Joel's solo efforts a little bit more. Royce is Royce at this point. Joe is Joe in the media space at this point. So it's kind of like it seems like you two need it. So when it comes to and then one thing that stood out from this album, Crooked, at the end of the song, he said, "How can you be my brother when you say you don't want to, you don't let me eat," or something like that, and this is me eating. Last time I checked, you can go to Crooked Eye streaming like his album, like his name on your favorite DSP, and stream the hell out of whatever his latest project was.
It's true.
So how is this keeping you from eating? Like, is it a bigger bag attached to being a Slaughterhouse member, or just your individual brand?
For him, yes. And I think that's the issue. Like, I'm not even trying to downplay anything that he's done in his career, but like from the outside looking in, Joe has kept himself relevant for the last how many ever years, just based off of media alone. Not only the podcast, the pull-ups, the interviews he's done,
Love and hip hop,
all that stuff. He's kept himself relevant. Royce has kept himself relevant by rapping. Man's been nominated for a Grammy.
Like Royce been putting out the best.
Like, come on, man.
I think Royce has honestly been putting out the best music of his career
since he got sober.
Yep.
So you got that. Joel Ortiz has literally put out a fire album with like every year for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You can't make this shit up. And Crooked Eye, at some point, he was doing his media thing too. He had, I think it was called Crook's Corner or something, where he was interviewing different hip hop artists as well. So everybody was doing their own thing. But when it comes to Slaughterhouse and what they could have done together as a unit, it would have been tremendously better than what Joel and Crooked just put out. And with them going the way that they did with this, probably has tarnished the Slaughterhouse brand to the point of no return.
Oh, easily. Now let me ask you this: do you think that ship is passed? Like, even if they could mend the fences and they came with a new project, do you think it would be something that will be well received?
If they somehow, if all 4 of them somehow can get past this shit that just happened, oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, will it ever get to that point? No, only because of this.
I think I don't know. I think I'm on the other side of it. I think that ship is sailed.
I mean, well, I know. I think it has too. I'm saying if. Like,
okay.
If.
No, I'm just saying no, I'm with you. But I think even if.
Oh,
like,
got you.
Okay. It's just water under the bridge at this point.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because I feel
like all 4 of them, Joe stays tapped into what's going on musically in a different way. Like, he has a different ear because he is an artist. Royce is Royce. Joel is Joel. I can't speak on what Crooked has done musically, so I won't speak to that. But it's just, I don't know. It took a while to build up what chemistry they did have. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
And what I will say is that if this was done if all 4 of them came back together and actually did like a brand new album the right way, they would have been, like, you talk about pushed into superstardom. Like, I feel like if they branded it right, did the right type of promotion, with Joe coming out of retirement rapping with Slaughterhouse, like, you can imagine that they would have did a fire festival run. They would have been to all the festivals, all the tour dates, everything. But it's gone now. And I think that was part of Joe's argument. Like, why are y'all doing this when y'all know they could have recorded the album on their own. All of them got money. For whatever reason, Crooked Eye was so,
well, this is the thing,
nitpicking about that deal.
It feel like he needed a major label backing.
But he didn't know.
Y'all don't. Y'all see what happened when y'all had a major label backing.
We get Welcome to Our House.
Yeah.
It's just so it's frustrating. As a Slaughterhouse fan, seeing all of this unfold the way it did was super frustrating. And then actually listening to the album,
it was just frustrating hearing that. Like, I don't want to hear that from y'all.
Of the 13 tracks, at least half of them was them slandering Joe. Like, I didn't even hear a lot about Royce. I heard some stuff about Royce, but most of it was them going at Joe. And then the few songs that they had nothing to do with Joe or Royce were actually good.
They were.
Like, what are we doing?
They were.
Like, what are we doing?
You could have put out a mixtape or something,
man. What?
Like, you didn't have to.
And Joel and Crooked already put out an album together called Hard, which came out like a few years ago, which was, no pun intended, a hard album. Like, the album was fire. Hey, and they could have did Hard 2 and maybe had 1 or 2 songs addressing this whole Slaughterhouse shit, but the rest of the album could have been their own music.
Like I said,
I think what they planned to happen actually probably backfired on them. Yeah. And this has done more harm than it has good for them, man.
They look real goofy trying to shake the table.
Man, what?
But speaking of shaking the table, man, Billboard said to Kanye West and Donda2. Donda2 has been denied Billboard entry onto the charts due to the STEM player I don't even know if it's a debacle, but you know,
Debacle.
You know, I'm trying to use the words to describe it. But Johnny, what do you think about Donda2 being excluded from the Billboard charts?
To be 100% honest, I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real. And I don't know. I don't think I really have much for this. It's like Kanye has used his mind to finagle the music industry again. Created his own device, his own musical device, or music player device, and had put Donda2 exclusively on it. Billboard is saying, you know what, we can't count this because it's not on DSPs or whatever the shit they said. But I don't know, man. I don't think honestly, I don't think Kanye cares either. I don't think he cares.
I don't know. At this point, I don't think he should care about Billboard placement, but it's just, it's another way to deny what, another accolade, like another #1 album or something to that extent. I think when it comes to the whole STEM player thing, I think it's just a little bit ahead of its time, and people they don't know how to quantify it. That's how I'm looking at this. Because honestly, all the STEM player videos I've seen, they ain't been playing Kanye West songs. So it's other songs. It's other songs that can get played music, on there. Yeah, I heard Taylor, Michael Jackson. I heard a whole bunch of stuff. So of all the videos, not one Kanye West song has been played. So there has been other songs. There's other music that's on this STEM player. So why is Donda2? I guess because it's exclusively on there. But it's just this is getting away from streaming, which they just got a hold of how to quantify streaming. So we can't quantify this. And this might be the wave of the future, honestly.
Because honestly, of all the STEM players that were sold, which I think was a lot,
exactly,
we don't know if you actually playing Donda2.
But the thing is, if let's say he did the YouTube thing, like I got this device with a preloaded album where you can get other music too, but you getting this Donda2 album, right? He sold, I don't know the number, but he sold a lot of them. So how can you discount that though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you? People bought them like they were shoes or something. Like they went and got it. So I mean, yes, it's like I wasn't really pressed about hearing Donda2, but if you're talking about like the business side of it, it gets me a little giddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's not the music. It's just like this is probably going to be the new wave.
Yeah. Now, what I could see happening is like Apple Music, Spotify, the big streaming platforms, somehow creating their own version of what the STEM player is through their music apps. Yeah. Now, I'm almost certain, I can almost guarantee that he has a patent on that. Yeah. But these streaming services will find a way to make their own version of the STEM player through their music apps, which I think is dope because I'm not finna pay $200 for that.
Hey, man.
It's funny though that all the videos have been of other songs.
Yeah, I've never heard a stronger verse or nothing like strong. No Ye songs.
Not even Donda1.
No.
That's funny.
I'm just saying, man. But let's talk about something that's not so lighthearted, man. Man, we in the middle of World War III and we just out here living our lives, cracking jokes and whatever. Man. But we have a WNBA star, Russian. She's a Russian player as well. But Britney Griner, who has been detained for some time now due to cannabis oil being in her luggage while traveling through an airport in Moscow. I want to say, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yep.
We in the middle of this whole, Russia-Ukraine thing, and we still have a black woman that's being detained, which almost she's being treated like a prisoner of war, which is kind of nasty. Johnny, what do you think about this headline?
So this whole situation is kind of wild. And I guess let's back all the way up. I've heard people say or ask, well, why is Britney Griner? Why does she have to go to Russia to play basketball anyway? Because the WNBA doesn't pay them enough. Like, we're not even. That's a whole nother conversation. So we'll say that for another day, right? So for my particular take, and these are my thoughts only. Britney Griner has been, like she plays for a Russian team. She has played for a Russian team for the last X number of years. I don't know the exact, but she's done it for a long time. Yeah. Right? Which means annually after the WNBA season, she goes over to Russia to play. So with her going to Russia so much, I would imagine that she knows Russian law and should know that marijuana is a substance that they deem illegal. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, why take that over there?
Yeah.
Now, I think this instance, this situation with Britney Griner has absolutely nothing to do with what Russia is doing in Ukraine. I think this is a completely separate instance of things happening.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that she's facing up to 10 years in prison, I think that's wild. That's super wild. But again, Russian law is different than United States law. And as a person that goes over to Russia to play basketball once a year, I would imagine that she knows what the laws are over there. Mm-hmm. I'm trying my best not to sound like I'm victim blaming, but
yeah,
that's I don't know. That's what I got.
Yeah. Damn, you said victim blame. Now I want to choose my words carefully. Damn it.
Cause I mean, I 100% want her to come back home. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like going over there. I mean, I just feel like she should have known, or she knew that you can't take any type of cannabis over there, even if it is just cannabis oil that you put in a pen to vape. Like it's. They don't play like it's Russia. They don't fucking play.
Well, nobody knows Russian laws. Hell, we don't even know American laws, but yet we always talking about stuff and debating stuff. Nobody reads that shit. All right, cool. Like the thing is, Americans, we're so cavalier when it comes to the idea of cannabis and weed and whatever. It has become a little bit more lax in the past 10 years, right? But when you travel abroad and we're not Jamaica, not Mexico, not like we talking about a country that Americans really we don't have beef with them since the 50s, like you know what I'm saying, like
since they was the Soviet Union,
right, the USSR, right. We don't have issues with them since then. So it's kind of like it is what it is. It's like. My thoughts and prayers are with her throughout this whole, ordeal. I hope that she's able to not serve any jail time.
Come back home ASAP.
Or, whatever. But I think that maybe these things are two mutually exclusive things, like the invasion of Ukraine and and the deal with Russia doesn't have anything to do with this, but they are just happening at the same time. Mm-hmm. I don't think Putin is making an excuse. I mean, maybe I'm naive, to something. Maybe I didn't research everything, but this is just my POV. I don't think that Putin even knows about this. Using Britney Griner to, sucker the United States into a war that the United States probably wants to have any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the play that Putin wants to do. I'm no political strategist. I'm not. I watch Game of Thrones, so I like war a little bit, but I don't.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know what this. Yeah. The United States wants a reason to go over there. So you telling me now you want to protect black women? That's the hill you go down.
But the thing is, I haven't heard the United States say shit about it.
Well, no, they worry about other stuff. But it's like I need a reason. All I need is a reason.
But you know what? See, the United States as a whole probably hates black people so much that they won't even take that as a reason. Now, if this was a white WNBA player, first of all, this would have been all over ESPN.
I would say honestly,
all over CNN, all over that. I haven't seen.
Let me stop you right there. I don't think they even care about them either. So let's not even try to say hey, watch historical accounts and things like that. Mm-hmm. Women are always at the bottom of everything, and that's not me, using what male privilege I do have. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm speaking facts. Look at it. Look at it.
No, okay.
So no, they don't care about y'all either. All women.
Okay,
but we love y'all. OS loves y'all. Exactly.
You see the hoodie. Damn. Okay. All right. That's my whole point gone now. Never mind. But look, no, seriously though, I do hope whatever is happening between Britney Griner and Russia, all that shit get dropped and she gets to come back home. Yeah. But don't go back. Listen, I'm scared to travel to Mexico with shit in my bag. Mexico is just south of the border, so
You going?
I'm definitely not going to Russia with Russia.
You going to worlds away.
No,
like
hell no.
whenever America has a film, it's always us fighting like over like in Kazakhstan or some shit like that. Like for real,
Czechoslovakia,
Man,
all
what?
that shit.
All that.
The Czech Republic.
We always got beef with that. Like, so I don't want no problems.
That's nuts.
And you see how they
all
were
the
treating
countries they ain't in.
and you see how they were treating those African immigrants in those countries as well.
Yep.
So
yep.
Just because I'm American, I'm a black American, so I fit into the boat with my
African brethren.
Right. The hue, my hue.
That's This whole thing is crazy. I still can't believe this.
I know it's wild, man. But let's speak of something else, man. Blurred topics, blurred segments, man. The fourth season of Daredevil has been confirmed for Disney Plus and will be canon to the MCU. Johnnie, what do you think about the former Netflix series being canon now? being picked up for Disney Plus and being canon to the MCU now? The only Netflix show.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
All of those Marvel Netflix joints on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the sex scene between Jessica Jones and Luke Cage on Disney Plus?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
Crazy.
No, because it was.
You talk about back getting blown?
You was knocking.
She was blowing his back out.
You knocking the line in that little prince. I'm trying to tell you.
That's crazy. But nah, like I am thoroughly excited for a new Daredevil season.
Mm-hmm.
Daredevil is already canon to the MCU. He had an appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home. So we know Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is in the MCU. So the fact that he's about to get his own show now is dope. It's super dope. And now like I can't wait to see him team up with some of the MCU heroes now. Like that's gonna be fire.
Yeah. I see. Look, man, maybe it'll kind of tie into what Moon Knight is bringing over, right? Because Moon Knight is the first like kind of like dark type of gritty feel that we're gonna have as a Disney Plus Marvel content based series, right? So I'm pretty sure, and just not trying to change the subject, but looking at what Moon Knight is possibly bringing, okay, I can believe Daredevil now.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because Daredevil was for Netflix. Oh, it was lit. But
different.
But we talking about Disney Plus. They got Proud Family on there, which is a good show. I like to read.
I haven't started it yet.
I like that joint. But but I'm just saying, like the type of content that's on Disney Plus, like the darker stuff you got is the Marvel, probably Star Wars stuff. Honestly. Like if from what I can tell, right? Where you get a lot of fighting and maybe pseudo killing and things like that.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
So when it comes, that's why I've always had my pushback when it comes to like certain content being on Marvel and Disney Plus, because now it's time to rev up. And if you bring in over Daredevil, which is a street level, hero with no powers, he fights a lot.
Yep.
I don't know if he kills, but he fights.
He does
a lot.
He fights a lot.
He fights a lot
to the point where
death is an option.
Yeah,
like you might have to kill somebody.
And y'all seen the season that had the Punisher on it. That was different.
Now I'm just saying, is that something that they're going to bring over? Because
I think so. I think it's there.
They should. I mean, no, not. I'm not talking about what's already been out there. I'm talking about new.
Oh, okay. Got you. Listen, man, I'm actually surprised that they put all of these shows on Disney Plus. I thought they were going to Hulu, seeing as how Disney does own the majority share of Hulu as well.
Yeah.
But I think they shouldn't sacrifice the grittiness of these shows because it's on Disney Plus. Like you got to keep that continuity going. You have to.
Especially this being season 4.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like you cancel the show and then you go to reboot it. Don't change anything. It was already good.
It was already good how it was.
Like if you do some recasting, all right, cool.
Yeah. Keep Matt Murdock the same. Keep Foggy Nelson the same. Mm-hmm. What's my lady
Ain't
name?
Kate or something? I don't know. I thought it was Kate. Maybe I'm tripping.
It might be Kate. I can't remember. But her, keep her too.
But everything else we can figure that out. But just keep those guys together.
Yeah, man, 100%. And now we get to see, or hopefully we get to see some of the MCU stars show up in the like Daredevil show. Like legit continuity.
Yes. Jump up and down.
Not just mentions of the incident. And
because this is the thing, right? But this is the thing too, right? When Disney Plus makes a show, it looks like a film.
It does.
So actually, Daredevil should get an upgrade. with how it's shot.
Yes, new costume, new suit, all that stuff.
So it's very possible to see somebody come down and then go back up.
Yeah, man.
I like to see it.
I'm excited for it, man. This probably won't come out till like 2025. But
right, just the announcement.
But I'm with it. I'm with it.
I'm not sure what else the actor Charlie Costa's into, but hey, man, go on. Well, don't rush it. Yeah, you're right. Don't rush it. Just put the pen to the pad, write out a good screenplay, season, whatever, and then start shooting.
Listen, we invested.
Like
now, we here.
We ain't rushing.
We done waited 6 years for a Doctor Strange sequel, so we here now.
That is true. That is true.
It is what it is, man.
Johnnie setting me up with the segues, man. Speaking of waiting on some movies, DCEU has pushed back its entire 2022 slate of films. They have been delayed, but not denied.
Facts.
But Johnny, we just had the Batman, review last week, and it's been a well-received film, majority across the board. Why do you think DC is filling away and doing reshoots now?
I really wish I knew. It's like I don't know if they are scared of the success, or maybe they felt like what they did wasn't good enough. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like The Flash has been delayed like 5 times now.
It's nasty.
Like it's super nasty.
It's creeping to Morbius territory. It's not like just put the film out.
Yeah, like for real though. Like
it's just put the film.
You already had the release date for this year, so we know the movie's done. We didn't see footage for the movie.
And the trailer.
I'm particularly talking about The Flash here.
But it's funny because like we spent time talking about the super trailer that they put out, right?
Yes.
Now all these are getting pushed back.
All of them.
That's nasty.
So now we're only getting 2 DCEU movies. I'm not including the Batman.
Right. No, the Batman,
that was
Batman
exclusively
is coming
itself.
gone. And then it's coming gone too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's out. Okay. That's over there.
Yep.
We're talking about the rest of the slate.
Yeah, man.
Even Super Pets, like whatever that damn movie is, didn't that shit get pushed back too?
I think it did.
Damn.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh,
you
man.
pushed back the Super Pets.
The animated joint. You can't do shit else with that. It's done. It's done.
Ain't no more color grading to that. Man. Ain't no more reshoots. Kevin Hart has said all his lines. What else do we have to talk about, man?
Man, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. What's interesting though, at least for this year, so in December, Aquaman was originally supposed to come out. They moved that to March, I think. So now they moved Shazam up. Shazam was supposed to come out next year. Shazam is coming out December now, but it's coming out the same day as Avatar 2.
That's nasty. This is nasty.
And it's been 20 years since Avatar almost.
Johnny, you know how nasty
No, that's super nasty.
You don't push a movie up.
To push 4 shits back to push 1 up.
No. Well, okay. This how you know DC don't know what the fuck they be doing. Okay. If you go do a Black Adam movie, cool, right? Mm-hmm. You know Black Adam is a character that shows up in the Shazam world. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck didn't this movie just follow that in the first place? Like I just learned that. Like I just learned that. You know me. I just learned that. Okay, I know some of these words. Yeah. I learned this. So how? Like how? Like why? Like okay, it's kind of like okay, if you go push Shazam out in 2023, all right, cool. But why would you push it up to push the other content back? That's how you don't know what the fuck y'all be doing, man. The only and see now I gotta bring up Marvel. The only time Marvel has made that miscue has been making the prequel to Black Widow, like making the Black Widow film out of sequence, right? Yeah. Because it never fit the timeline ever. Like I mean, yeah, they made it work, but it sequentially it just didn't. Like it wasn't like
they should have made and put that out before.
They should
after Civil
2.
War.
No, they should have made it after Iron Man 2. Because we just got introduced to the Black Widow character in Iron Man 2.
But then the story would have been different because that movie takes place after Civil War, after Civil War.
Well, maybe I'm thinking about the way they should have just made the movie. But like you're right as far as like I guess
the continuity of it. Yeah.
But I'm just talking about like no, they should have made it back in 2011. Yeah. Like
no. Listen, I feel you, and that was actually one of my issues in thinking about a Black Adam movie. Mm-hmm. Black Adam is a Shazam villain. Yeah. So I don't understand his solo movie where Shazam probably isn't in it. Is he an anti-hero? Like, who is his villain if he's the villain? Like, what's happening here?
I guess, we get into, like, his backstory, and then when he's introduced in Shazam 2, we're like, okay.
But see, I don't know if he's going to be in Shazam 2. I don't know. We don't know who the villain of Shazam 2 is. It says Fury. The title is Shazam: Fury of the Gods, I think. Mm-hmm. But we haven't seen the trailer for that either. So,
well, I don't know.
What the hell is that? What is happening? What is going on? Listen, push whatever back you want to push back. I need to see this Flash film. Like, that's the shit I'm waiting on. I don't care about nothing else. The Flash.
You ain't never getting it.
And
they playing with you right now.
Like, no, for real. And like, this is something I held like to myself. I didn't want to say this, but I thought the Flash was going to be the best movie this year. Like, even over Doctor Strange.
I think I knew where you was going with that. Like, I felt that energy coming from, if you never said it before. Like, you were like, you know how you felt about Spider-Man last year?
Yes.
This is how you feel about Flash.
Big facts. Y'all playing with me, man. I'm about to say Kevin Feige. Who was the head person over at the DC?
You don't deserve
Warner Brothers. Y'all call me.
Kevin Feige would never do this.
Never. The track record too good for them. Golly, man. This don't make no sense. That's why y'all only got one movie that made $1 billion, and that was just because Jason Momoa had his shirt off the whole time.
In bright colors.
People
like bright colors.
Shit.
Damn it. They push that shit back. Nobody wants Aquaman 2. Nobody.
And the women do. Hey, and I fuck with Black Manta though. Black Manta was fire in the first one.
He cool, but you know what? Thinking like going back to, I like him, but I just hate him in that suit. It's a lot of like, you know how you watch like fight sequences, it'd be like, hey yeah, like it'd be a lot of that. Like the fight sequences would be trash. Like that was a trash fight sequence in Aquaman. It was a lot of hey yeah, like,
hey man, my man. Only black man in the movie needed the suit. He can't swim.
That shit was I know. I guess it's comic book accurate. You let me know, but that joint.
That's.
Spray that boy with some Raid, man. That shit was nasty.
Damn, not Raid. That's funny. That's hella funny.
I'm just saying.
Hey, DC, quit BSing. I don't care about none of that other stuff. I need this Flash movie like ASAPishly. I need that.
Yeah.
Send it to me directly. We'll review it here. Like.
Hey man,
it is what it is.
People tune in for our blurred content, man. Word. We just keep it 100 with whatever we talking about, man. I love it,
man. All right,
man. We have reached the end of this OS docket, but who would we be if we didn't give you a little bit more? We got a little bit of bonus content we want to talk about with the people. This is actually not even related to anything. It's entertainment wise per se. It was a good conversation that me and Johnnie was having like off mic, and we just wanted to bring it to you all. Body dysmorphia is like a big thing, kind of like universally across any platform, any person, race, creed, ethnicity, all that, right? Mm-hmm. We all have a way that we would like to look, and we often just kind of, shun ourselves when it comes to the things that we don't have physically, right? Mm-hmm. So a recent interview, Joe Budden and Nicki Minaj had a pretty good interview, actually.
Dope interview.
Yeah, pretty good interview. She got into a conversation where she was talking about Lil Wayne jokingly talking about her body, but she said that she wasn't necessarily fazed by it at first, but then it kind of brought out a level of insecurity, so maybe that led to the types of surgeries that she would have. And we often heard this thing even talked about with Lil' Kim, and you see the Lil' Kim
see the result for that.
Lil' Kim look like she 32 right now, just with all the work she done had now.
Right.
But yeah, Johnnie, like it's just like what do you think about first Nicki Minaj's comments, and then we can kind of get into personal testimonies.
It's Nicki's comments were interesting, and I think it's something that a lot of women go through today and have been going through for the last 10 to 15 years or so.
Yeah.
And it's like they hear certain lyrics, they hear certain conversations amongst people, just out, like maybe at the club or barbershops or, wherever a bunch of people congregate, black people. Yeah. And they hear comments or, I like my women to look a certain way or, every other line is my girl got a fat ass and stuff like that. So I think that starts to weigh in the psyche of some women, and it's like, well, in order for me to be accepted, in order for me to look beautiful, in order for me to, you know, attract the type of people or things I need to attract, that's something I need to do. And I think at first when the plastic surgery first became a thing,
it's always been a thing.
The BBL wise.
Okay. Yeah.
I think at first it was done the right way, like actually going to the top surgeons and getting it done, at least in the celebrity world, right? But then you get people who aren't celebrities, who aren't rich, who aren't, you know, who don't have the money, the type of money Nicki Minaj have. Then they get to go to somebody's basement in Brooklyn and then start getting these, you know, ass shots and things like that, to the point where it's actually starting to kill women now, all because this is what they hear, this is what they see in media and things like that. And it's crazy, and it's honestly just like a cycle. It's a cycle because you hear it happen, you know, it happens, and then here we are. We're just here now.
I don't know, man. It's interesting to hear one of the best female rappers of all time, one of the number one entertainers, just hear her have a moment of vulnerability in an interview form, right? You know, you get all that in music, but to hear that somebody that brought her in kind of, you know, brought out insecurities that she had, right? Just by a jokingly comment, and that may not have been made in malice, you know?
Right.
But that was enough for her to start going on this journey where, look, Nicki Minaj's body has literally changed so much over what she's been out since, 2008?
I believe
2009?
Somewhere around
Somewhere in there. Her body has changed so much throughout that time period. And it's her trying to keep up a standard of beauty that we don't even know what we're looking for out of anybody anymore, because us as black people, we've gotten away from Eurocentric standards of beauty. We accept what we are and how we look, and we embrace the full lips, the nose, the wide hips, the ass, the way that we are built as people. Like, we accept that. So when you start doing more and more and more to it, you know what I'm saying? I can understand a woman that has just had a child. She don't want to have to deal with all this excessive baby fat or whatever. You know, cut this shit up, or I'll go work out. You know, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But she's old that. Like, I'm not saying women can't do what they want with their bodies, but I'm just saying when it comes to childbirth, if you feel like you want to do something different after you giving your body to childbirth, who am I to say something?
True. And I mean, again, women, do whatever you
want.
want.
You won't do whatever you want.
It's your decision. And I guess with that, it comes like, just be cautious. Like, don't go to somebody's basement to get ass shots, like that type of thing.
Well, look, you do what you want to find your happiness, and if that's how you choose to, like, I'm no medical. Like, do I have a little bit more common sense to go get backyard types of stuff? But then again, I get tattoos and shops, probably, So that's where my hypocrisy can jump out.
Or I'll say this: if you want to get body enhancements, I'll just say body enhancements, and you decide to go to a non-licensed professional, understand the types of things that could come of that, because 9 times out of 10, the materials are not going to be sterilized. The things that are actually used for injections or for surgery are not meant to be used with the human body. So understand, if that's the route you plan to take, understand that those are the types of consequences that can come from it. Yeah. And if you are okay with that, okay, by all means, have at it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's a slippery slope, because who are we to deny someone's happiness? And if they feel that their body being changed and the things that they deem to be a blemish of them physically, they want to just get nip tucked or whatever, right? You have your right to do that.
You do. You do.
But obviously, I think a lot of this does come from like social media, right? And this kind of spins into like maybe personal like testimonies that we do often have. Like, well, I'll say that, right? So, me, I go to the gym all the time, like 5 days a week. I'm always in the gym. Part of that is, do I like the way that I'm, that my body is constructed? Sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying? But other times it's mental, other things is out of routine. So I have several reasons why I go. But then again, I go in there and I see like a lot of kids in there. And I'm like, why are these kids in here? Like teenagers. Like, and then that's why I asked you. I was like, Johnny, you're an athlete. Let me know. Like when you was in college or just even when in high school, did you see like a lot of random kids that wasn't like non-athletes working out? Just like, oh, I got to get my body right. Like I'm in here weightlifting.
In high school, no, definitely not. The only high school athletes that I saw really doing those types of workouts were the football team.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of self-explanatory. Now, in college, it was all the sports teams. So like, and we all had the same like strength and conditioning coaching team. Yeah. So I would see them all, all the athletes. So except bowling. So like tennis, football, basketball, volleyball, track, like all the college sports teams. Yeah, we all had our own respective workout regimens, tailored to the particular sport that you play. So tennis, we did a lot of running. We did some weightlifting, but we did a lot of strength and we did a lot of conditioning. Yeah. So each workout regimen was tailored to the specific sports team. Now, outside of that, I don't recall seeing many non-collegiate athletes working out like that, like just in the gym. Now you had some some people just like to stay in shape, but it wasn't to the point where I need to be in the gym 6 days a week because I got to make sure I'm flat. All that it was never to that extent, at least from my perspective. I never saw that. So I don't know. I've never. I don't think I've encountered people at the high school or collegiate level that just had to be in the gym that wasn't athletes saying I got to make sure that I'm looking a certain way or anything like that.
Well, there's been a certain boom in gym culture. There's always been bodybuilding culture and things like that, but I think just the rise in commercial gyms, right?
Yeah,
they just happen to sprout up more and more because I'm thinking like back to my high school years. I don't know if there was ever like gyms like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, then again, my scope was only the hood, so I didn't really know what was outside of that. And then how the fuck was I gonna get there on the bus? Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna go work out on the bus,
right?
But gyms will often look at as like a level of exclusivity, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this is where the rich people go to work out. They got racquetball courts and pools.
Yeah,
and stuff
all
like
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like you had the YMCA, but the YMCA wasn't in the hood. It was in, it was 20 minutes away, right?
You had to catch a ride.
Exactly. They got basketball court, all that stuff. We had like JJK, but then again, who was just in there randomly working out?
There you go.
So
they might not even have. Well, I don't remember.
I don't
think they had. Did they have a gym? Like actually, not like a gym with the weights.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in JJK to that extent, but I think that they did because of the football team.
Okay.
Like they had like little league. I imagine they lift weights too, like little weights.
Wait, no. Like little league football? You think they lift?
Well, I think they probably lift weights now.
That's Yo, that's wild. If you making little Mike 6 years old lift weights, that's crazy.
I believe it. I believe it.
That's nuts.
Well, you gotta think about
I'm
the way.
not rolling with that.
Like right now, even right now.
Like still right now. I'm not sending my 6-year-old to the gym. That's crazy. He need to be swinging on monkey bars or something.
Hey, man. That's
how you get your strength and conditioning as a 6-year-old.
Hey man, go lift these 5 pounds, man.
That's crazy.
I mean, I've seen kids lift weights in videos.
I mean, in videos, which is still nuts to me. That's crazy.
Hey man, they be out there doing they do everything we do. They just do it as kids.
That's nuts.
But the reason I'm even bringing that up is like I see more and more teens just hanging out in gyms, and it's like, does body dysmorphia hit them the way that it hits us? I would have to say it probably does. I'm not sitting here talking to the 15-year-olds when they're in the gym, but it's like
I think it does too, and I think social media plays a big role in that. It's like we all have access to everything. Like when Ralph and I were in high school, we didn't know what was going on in the high schools around around the county. Unless like it's no way we knew.
Unless you had friends in those schools or cousins in that school, like family in that school, that's the only way.
Unless you went to the football games at the other school on Friday nights. Like that's how you keep up with what's happening. But now I could be in algebra and I could get on social media and see what they doing over there at Cahokia. I can see that. And I think that's what's playing into these teens now. Not only the ones that's working out in the gym, but the ones that want to get some type of cosmetic surgery, the ones that's doing makeup or doing certain things to look a certain way or wearing certain clothes. Like I think being able to see other people doing it has some type of influence on these teenagers.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, these kids in here. And I had to think about it. It's like a lack of a lot, right? They don't have really places to go anymore. Malls are pretty much non-existent these days, right?
That's true.
They don't hang out at the movie theaters, thank God. They don't.
That's not for real, though.
I'm just saying, are there community centers like that anymore?
If there are,
like
there aren't many.
Community centers have converted to gyms. Like, why? Like the YMCA, like, because it's still like a place that adults can go to work out too. So it's not centered around the like the stewardship of children. Like that's not it anymore.
Right.
So where do they have to go to kick it?
That's interesting. So I mean, at least in St. Louis, there are a few boys and girls clubs that these students, the students could go to like after school and on the weekends, because that's on Saturday mornings. That's where I teach tennis at. I teach tennis at one of the boys and girls club. Now I haven't seen the gym in there, like a workout gym, but they got 2 basketball courts. They got like a dance studio. They have a computer room. They have a big swimming pool. Like they have things for kids to do, but I didn't see a gym in there.
Oh yeah, but no, I seen like they be in there, like y'all don't even play football in there.
Yeah, like you just in here.
Yeah, in the way too. And it's kind of like I'm not talking like I'm Mr. Strongman, but I do what I do. If you peep it, right?
He over squatting 500.
Hey man, but seriously, right? I know that we all start somewhere, but sometimes you like they're kids, so they playing like you in the way you doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I get irritated by teenagers anyway. So.
No, same. Big facts.
So I'm just thinking like, damn, it's a reason why they are here, because they want to look the best versions of themselves. I'm not any barometer of cool, but I can understand how the bullied or the geek or the outcast can possibly feel. So they're in the gym making sure that at least I'm gonna look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I say like, and those are the types that I see in the gym.
Got you. Okay.
The American Pie stuffed in the locker, stuffed in the locker types. Like like I said, I'm nobody's barometer of cool.
That's funny. Damn, that's interesting. That's interesting. I often think to myself, I wonder how life would have been for us if we grew up in the social media era. Yeah. Because I'm 5'7" now as a 34-year-old, right? So imagine what I was in high school, much smaller, much smaller. So being able to have access to so many other high schools and seeing what other people who are my height, my size are doing, would that have influenced me to do other things as well? I wonder. Like, I don't know, but I wonder.
Well, I think it's good that we had our bubble, and then as you grow older, you burst the bubble. You get outside, you see more things, you broaden your horizon. I don't know if I want to be that broad when I'm 14, 15. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I appreciate that I was naive.
Exposure to too much too fast. And
Exactly.
And that's even with like kids, like Lil Mike and them in the gym stuff too. Like, I feel like these 5 and 6 year olds are exposed to things they shouldn't be exposed to until they are teenagers, maybe even young adults. Like, that's insane.
I appreciate having that. I appreciate being naive.
Yes, definitely.
And then
Kids
as I
need to be
grow and as I experience, I can change that viewpoint. I can move forward. I can do see the world differently. But as as the Ralph from high school, I'm okay with him.
Because I feel like being exposed to too much could mentally
at my point exactly
mentally bring a kid down, teenager down.
Exactly, and that's why teenage suicide rates are the way that they are. Like, my world is already fucked up. Like, imagine if my world is already fucked up, and then I see somebody. You know how we look when we start doing the race thing? You start looking over there outside of your lane. Yeah, man. It gets real tough.
Yeah, man.
So when you're a kid and you don't know how to
process that, yeah,
it can get real rough.
It's different, man. Definitely. Even now, like, as a 30 or 40-year-old, it's certain things that I sit and think about. Like, I live alone, right? So I think a lot because I ain't really got shit else to do. So I think a lot, and some things that I come to a realization about, it's like, wait, no, this is insane. Like, why is this even a thing? But as a 34-year-old, I can process that. But if I'm 20, 21, thinking about the same shit I'm thinking about now, I don't think I would have been able to handle it as well as I do now. So
certain things are just given to you at certain points in your life, and you're able to process them and proceed through them. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to deal with the POV that a teenager has right now.
Same.
As a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I can do it now because I'm grown. I've lived through things. I've had experiences. But if you're talking about 15-year-old and I have to see the world this way, and it's all coming to me, and then let's say shit ain't right at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
Hey, man, me and moms was good in high school. So it's like, those types of things. But what if me and moms wasn't good?
Yep.
What if moms was out running the street, and all I had was this phone and this internet view? Oh, okay, let's...
And I think, and see, that's how I think a lot of younger teenagers get involved in not so good activities.
Mm-hmm. The latter. We already know what those things are.
So it's a wild thing, man. Like, social media is a great thing when it's used, properly, I guess. But being able to have access to so much at such a young age is like,
no, parental control can't save you from that certain things.
Yeah,
like, I know they try, but once you're out there, you're out there.
Yeah, no,
don't really matter.
For real though. And for me, I always think about, like, if I were to have children one day, it's like, at what age do I allow them to first get a phone? Second, allow them to have social media profiles. Like, at what age? And it's like, I don't know. It's like, because I don't want to, because shit, even in 2022, I don't want to hold them back from learning too late. So, like, say your 18-year-old never had social media until they turn 18, 19. Now what? They don't know how to use that. And their peers have been on it for damn near 10 years. Like, that's, how do you navigate that? I don't know. It's a lot.
But we've gotten off track, but it's been a good off track.
Yeah.
But no, OS Gang, we appreciate you guys. We just wanted to kind of get into that bag of body dysmorphia. What do you think about that conversation? Please let us know.
Let us know, man. And that's the end of our docket. So if you are on YouTube, we appreciate you all for rocking with us this long. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for future updates.
Yes, sir.
And if you are on audio, we're about to get into Song of the Week.
Song of the Week.
You want me to take it?
You got it.
All right. Find the aux. Got it. A lot of new music came out this past weekend. I guess we'll talk about some new music next week. But Benny the Butcher.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.